Welcome, little one. This is your first day. Your designation will be RP-01/138. We expect great things from you. You have been born into dangerous times. A sharp mind can be the key to survival. But as often as not, it will be your inherent physical traits that win the day. And in this regard, you will be superior to your more common brethren. For you are a commando, an elite unit, something truly special. Your weapons, your armor, and most importantly, your brothers.
All right, men. Listen up.
Delta Squad, form up.
Forming up, boss.
What up, my fellow Republic Commandos? It is your boy Trey of the Bat Channel, and we are live once again in a galaxy far, far away in a Batcave. As always, I have to bring out the best Sith Lord of a sympathizer I could ever ask for, Mr. Super Bro Corey himself.
Forming up, boss. How we doing today, bud?
I'm digging the hat first off.
Thanks,
because it looks very rebellion of you,
rebellion.
which I gotta ask Corey.
Hmm.
You joining a rebellion?
No,
Do I need to alert you to the ISB?
no.
You sure?
I'm undercover ISB.
Undercover ISB. So what have you sacrificed? Oh man, it's so good to see you, Super Bro, for another Delta Squad stream. And you guys already know, what to do. Follow us on some of our social media pages like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Get in touch with us, DM us, let us know what you got going on in your life or what you would like to talk about for future shows even, or maybe some Easter eggs that we missed on our today's breakdown. So you can do that at _Bat Channel, or if you're still over on Facebook, if you abandoned Twitter, like I've heard some of you have, you can follow us on Facebook at Holy Bat Channel. We're still working on Discord. We'll have that up fairly soon here, but some cool things coming up indeed. But guys, another great way you guys can help us for today's show? Smashing that like, willing that subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Get all of your friends into the chat. The more people we have in this chat, the more fun we have. Oh my God, Sith Lord, Sith Blazer. Yep, that's Super Bro Corey. What's up, Ryan? It's good to see you. And if you feel like supporting us even more, Super Chat goes a very, very long way in helping our channel improve by, fixing the equipment or renewing some of our subscriptions like StreamYard. Thank you, as always, for the super chats, because we like to show our love back. When you show us some love, we show love back with some funny clips. So super chats go a long way in helping our channel. And thank you guys so much. A lot of you have been so wonderful over on social media, like really helping us out, spreading the word about our streams, and I really do appreciate it. But Corey, I feel like we shouldn't waste any longer. We should just go ahead and bring in our Fire Delta Squad team.
I'd agree. Let's bring them in.
Let's bring him in.
What's
Mr.
up?
Savage Bat and Orc and Beans. How's
Hello.
it going,
Hello.
How are you guys?
Yeah, all good. All good in the hood.
In the hood, yeah. Orc, how are you feeling after watching Andor episode 11?
I'm getting trolled in the comments over
I know.
here.
I was about to bring that up now that you're here. My Surreal's mom says my son is so ungrateful. His uncle did him a huge favor, and he is throwing away his chance at success. Orchid Beans is Surreal's mom's #1 fan, and
that is true. It is true.
Or can you guys talk about what a loser my son is?
Well, first off, Surreal's mom, I feel like that's just rude to talk about your son that way, because I got blue milk for him today. I literally made some blue milk just for this show, because with the return of Surreal Karn, you got to make sure you have blue milk ready to keep him happy. Because when he hasn't, do you realize this is like his first episode in a long time that he didn't have blue milk? And look what happened to him. He was an angry, angry man.
He put his big boy pants on, Cody.
Oh, God, that actually changes the flavor.
Yeah, how do you make blue milk? What kind
threw
of
in some
animal
blue
do you
food
milk?
coloring. Oh, God. That
Yeah,
was a bad choice.
Yeah. Gross.
All right. Well, that did not work as well as I was hoping it to. But here, let me turn on my light a little brighter. I'm looking very red. But guys. After that fire episode of episode 10, now we come down. We're coming in towards the end of Andor, and I'm a little sad about it because, I mean, really, it's been a solid written show. A few places where I feel like they can improve, and luckily we have season 2 that we can look forward to. But I think we'll get there eventually. How are you guys feeling so far about the entire season? We're now about to come into the season finale. How are you feeling? Just some general thoughts.
As you know, I fucking love every minute of it. It's just the best Star Wars show out so far, in my opinion. But it's just my opinion. I like that kind of storytelling and high quality production level. The best we've seen, on par with the movies. So yeah, I honestly got no complaints really. Yeah,
absolutely. How about you, Orc and Beans? What's your general thoughts so far now that we're coming into season finale?
I've enjoyed the show. I think if it wasn't for Delta Squad, I probably would have stopped watching. So I'm glad that I, had to stick through with it. I've enjoyed it. They played me. I thought, sweet. The last few episodes are all going to just be super bangers. This one I felt like wasn't. But I will say towards the end, I was giggling with joy at some points. So there was some bits and pieces to this episode that I was happy with, but a lot of it I felt was useless, like a certain character.
Well, I think someone in our chat would agree with you on that, Orc and Beans.
You know what? Maybe I am friends with her. She's right.
Loser son, you're on Surreal's mom's side.
The first time I was like, wow, this woman's sex. She's right.
I hope Surreal's mom's Rachel. Right now.
That would be hilarious.
Rachel's been watching the show all this time behind my back.
Super Bro Corey, your general thoughts as we start to come into the season finale of Andor.
Bro, I'm really digging it, man. Similar to what Savage said, dude. This is some Red Dawn Star Wars content that we're getting, and you know how much I love Red Dawn. So I'm digging it, man.
Yeah, dude, who doesn't love some good Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze? Man, we have some cool things coming up. Wolverines. We have some cool things coming up next week on the Bat Channel. Make sure you guys set your reminders now for the Star Wars Andor season finale watch party, Wednesday, November 23rd at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, we're not going to be able to show the episode on our channel because Disney would shut us down in a matter of seconds. It would not be good.
So what were we watching that one time, and Disney was like, "Nope, F you guys."
Oh, I think we were talking about how Obi-Wan didn't give up on Anakin too easily, and I showed some clips to prove my case, and they were not happy about it. Disney said no, the mouse shut me down. He took the hammer.
The best part, we were backstage and we were kind of talking some
mad smack. So Disney's been keeping their eye on us ever since.
And then luckily, once when we went live again, we had toned it back a little bit, and it wasn't us just like ah.
They have the MSB on us, the Mouse Security Bureau. But yes, make sure you guys set your reminders for that. But also something that's very exciting, we will be joining Mr. Orc and Beans 14 over on his Twitch account for our Star Wars Battlefront 2 Andor season finale game party celebration, Saturday, November 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure, if you have not followed Orc and Beans 14 on Twitch, you need to. That's the only place you're going to be able to watch us play, and it's going to be an open game party. We're going to have our gamer tags up. Corey, do we still have that banner so that people can...
We do.
My man, see, Super Bro Corey coming in hot with that gamer tag. So guys, you can send us your gamer tag invites to join us, because we make it an open gaming panel to join us and play some Star Wars Battlefront just to celebrate, have a good time. This is just us hanging out. If you want to talk Star Wars, we can talk Star Wars. If you want to talk about some other YouTube things or Star Wars things, we're happy to do that. But you can follow us, send us your invites, and let us know you're from the Bat Channel. Otherwise, I think I'm going to be spammed or something like that. Some weird bots going on. But you can follow me at Titans Space Valor 12, or you can send an invite to Super Bro Corey, which is Biggie C72. Make sure you guys send us your invites. Tell us you're from the Bat Channel, and we'll make sure that we'll send you guys the invite for the Star Wars Delta Squad gaming party celebration for Andor. It's going to be fire. And yes, Twitch is where it's going to be. Don't look for YouTube. We're not going to be on YouTube. Twitch is where we're going to be. Join us. It's going to be a blast.
And please help us. I'm pretty sure last time we played, we did not win a single game.
No. Last time we did good. It was the first time we played Battlefront that failed miserably.
It was bad.
I'll see if I can set it up so I can join as well.
Trey got blue milk. Yes, I do. I got the blue milk today.
I was actually take another swig of it. Bud.
Take another swig.
Yep. Drink some. Taste it.
Oh God. It tastes like mother's resentment. Oh man, and I was not. I was gonna go hardcore on the blue milk and cereal. I was actually gonna get some of the Captain Crunch with the berries cereal and take out all the yellow cereal and just leave the blue ones in there.
I kind of want to make that treat that Corey showed us that one time. The bars. I kind of want to make that.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. That would be funny. I love blue. You know how expensive that shit is.
Bars, yeah.
Surreal's bars, yeah. Surreal's bars are they're a thing of the future. I'm telling you, it's gonna be delicious.
Cereal bars.
Oh my gosh! Well, guys, some other exciting news for Andor. If you haven't heard already, Corey, can you go to the next slide? Andor is actually going to be on cable television for a little bit. They're going to release the first 2 episodes on ABC, FX, Freeform, and Hulu. nonetheless.
Are those all owned by Disney? I know ABC and Hulu is, but is FX
I believe,
freeform?
yeah, the Disney owns all of those actually. Yeah, because FX, that's where they were doing a lot of the Predator stuff too at some point. So yeah, so if you don't have Disney Plus and you're thinking about giving Andor a shot, check it out on one of these episodes, one of these channels, so that you can watch. And trust me when I say you're not going to want to miss it. And I think if you give the first 2 episodes a shot, the first 2 episodes are a bit on the slower side.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do all
But-
3.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do all 3 as well. But first 2 episodes, they want you to come over to Disney Plus, obviously, to watch the entire season. I'm telling you, if you can get past the first 2 episodes, the 3rd episode really takes off for Andor. And then they kind of follow this a bit of a formula. They've kind of switched it up these last few episodes, but it is solid writing nonetheless. It might not feel like Star Wars all the time, but check it out. It was pretty solid show, guys. So if you don't have Disney Plus, check out one of those channels. You won't be disappointed. All right, guys, are you ready for our Andor episode 11, Daughters of Ferrix breakdown?
Let's do
I
it.
hope so, because here we go. All right. So
Let's do
as
this.
you guys know, I like to break it down in a certain way where we kind of stick to like planet storylines that we're not flipping back and forth. So I figured we would just start with Ferrix, about what's going on. What's up, Best of Lex Luthor, Lord Koj, Corey? I didn't even say hello to everyone in the chat.
No, you did not.
You're supposed to stay on me about that.
You're a horrible person. What's
I'm
up,
horrible.
Socks Bulletins?
What's up, Socks?
The Batman Who Laughs, Pork and Beans 14, Oracle's Clock Tower, Bat Fanatic, Red Hooded Outlaw, The Butler, hashtag Restore the Snyderverse guy. We got Lord Koj in his house.
OJ.
9 lives in hell here. Trevor H.
9 lives.
The man himself, Lord Necron. Surreal's mom is taking care of everybody in the chat. She's making sure everybody's doing good. Thanks, Surreal's mom. Aviaki Dos Lobitos.
Cheers. Good afternoon from
afternoon
Plano, Dallas,
Dallas,
Texas. Sorry, we echoed each other there, Super Bro.
Adorable.
Thank you.
Dallas,
It's good
Texas. Yeah.
Good to have you guys all here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. As always, if you haven't already, smash that like, share, get all your friends into the chat, and let's just dive in deep with Andor, this episode 11 here. It was a slower episode. They didn't really there's a moment where it really blows up, and it's a phenomenal scene. It's probably like another one of the best scenes I've ever seen in Star Wars.
Hey, Junkman.
What's up, the junk man? Good to see you, man. Need more Andor? My man's digging it. I love it. I love to hear it. Okay, so we'll start on the planet Ferrix. We've learned that Marva has, as Cody would like to say, the kidnapping mom of Andor.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead. the
Oh
witch
my
is dead.
God!
You didn't feel bad at all?
I felt bad for Cassian. Not for her. Oh,
Liar!
and the little robot. I felt bad for the
I
little robot.
felt bad for the robot more than anything.
Man,
Yeah,
did BTMO like just crush your soul a little bit?
Yeah.
Like Disney knows what to do with droids, man.
That genuinely did make me feel like, oh shit, man, that's pretty
when he's
nasty.
just like sitting next to her chair and stuff like that, I
Yeah.
felt really, really bad. And like you could
it
tell
was
he just didn't want to be like he really wanted that one guy to stay with him and stuff like that. I felt really bad, but I did not care that she was dead. She's a kidnapper.
Damn.
Okay, I gotta ask, because I have a theory about Marva.
Let's
I
hear it.
don't believe she's dead. I think the best way, because she recognized the Empire was infiltrating and that they had spies everywhere, that the best way she would have an opportunity to do some damage, because she kept saying, I have a plan. I'm going to take down their headquarters here. I'm a rebel. She kept saying that she has this plan. I think everyone around her, the Daughters of Ferrix, are pretending she's dead, or at least setting up the case so they no longer look for her. They're looking for Cassian now. They have their eyes set other places, but they have they're not suspecting her anymore, right? And I think either her ashes are going to be turned into a bomb if she is really dead, or she is still alive and she's going to be blowing up some shit.
Trey, do you also think Tupac is in Africa?
Yes. You can't kill Tupac. Can't kill him. Tupac's is a lord in Africa now. You know, here's some more blue milk.
He's created his own Wakanda.
Get your surreal blue milk.
This is what happens when you drink blue milk, folks.
You go crazy. You start thinking things.
Okay, hey, I will say I do kind of like the idea of like using her ashes as like a bomb. That would be kind of a cool send off for her. Something we find out later in the episode of kind of just how like their funeral steps are, where they like crush you down and turn you into a brick and then plant you, kind of thing. It would be cool if her brick just happened to be like a brick of dynamite. So yeah, I kind of like that idea, but I think she's dead.
You think she's dead? Okay. What about you, Savage? What's your thoughts about that theory?
Yeah, it's a cool theory, but I'm going to sort of, go off on what Hawk was saying about the brick thing. That kind of makes sense that they'd make her into a bomb, maybe. But I do think that she's dead, though. But,
okay,
that'd be great if she, faked her death and comes back. I just think it would take the impact out of turning Cassian and all sort of stuff like that.
Yeah, they're definitely. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
Like what? I think she's dead, but what if the Empire, like you said, puts the bomb in her, and they are trying to blow up everybody that was surrounding her. They're already talking about like, oh yeah, making a trap. Well, make a trap and just kill all the rebellion right then and there.
Interesting. So it's a trap, It definitely the Empire, the ISB is definitely setting up it's a trap.
From a certain point of view. Okay,
so no one seems to think she's alive other than myself. I'm kind of just hoping she's alive.
We didn't see her death. Just saying that means something.
Right. For her to be kind of such an important character, especially to Cassian, I feel like, and she talked such a big game about being a rebel and how she was going to take the Empire down on Ferrix, and just to have her like die of like illness and old age was kind of like, I feel like it's a plot, especially when Brazo said to BTMO, like, the daughters of Ferrix need you for a very important thing. It just seems maybe he was trying to just like comfort him to give him purpose. But to me, it sounded like there's bigger plans afoot on Ferrix for sure. Necron says, I fell asleep during, obviously I missed a lot. You fell asleep during the stream?
I think he's talking about the show.
Oh, during Andor. Oh, we need that Robot Chicken song clip from a certain point of view. I have not heard that. I need to check that out, apparently. Is it good? I barely watched Robot Chicken, as bad as it sounds. Yeah. Okay. So after, obviously, BTMO, he's crushing our souls with, not wanting to leave. He's missing Marva. And I think it's really cool, though, that on Ferrix, kind of their culture, their community is to, like, you become part of the worlds they build. Your legacy always lives on in their infrastructure. But obviously, we learn from Deidre that they're keeping a close watch on everyone in Ferrix there. They want to, apparently, to the ISB, they have to request a permit to have a big funeral and kind of not like a parade, but like an honoring of Marva. And at first she's against it, but she says, no, let them have it. Let's see if Cassian shows up. Guys, they keep setting up this thing. We see, Cinta is there still waiting for Cassian to show up because she wants to take him out. We know they have spies there waiting to take out Cassian. Do you think Cassian's going to be dumb enough to come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, it's interesting because it seems like he's very smart, and it just seems like he would know. He would have to know. He would have to know that they're.
I think he does know.
Yeah, yeah.
We just saw with Tales of Jedi, Ahsoka know that she was going into danger going to Padme's funeral, and she still showed up. You saying she's dumb too? Hashtag Trey thinks Ahsoka's dumb?
Hashtag Trey thinks Ahsoka's dumb.
Oh,
you're just mad that I'm drinking blue milk and you're
cancelled
not.
for that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. Well, interesting that Corey, are you the same way? You think Cassian's gonna show up?
Yeah,
I'm thinking maybe it's a switcheroo, and they all know that it's a trap, and they're waiting for the Empire to flip the trap and then perhaps blow them all up, or set a trap on them, a double trap,
Double trap,
a switcheroo,
switcheroo. I like it.
it's a trap.
Perhaps.
Corey, can you go to the next slide? Guys, we finally see Bix after all the torture she has been through. They're trying to figure out who their secret rebel is, the rebel leader. They think it's oh gosh, I'm totally spacing the guy on the far right.
Something with a K.
Keegan, is it
Kieran or something like that?
Kieran, something. It's something like that. Oh,
I'll find it.
thank you. They're trying to figure out who Bix is. How do you think Bix is doing right now? I mean, it looks like she's tortured. She's gonna be forever messed up.
Anton Krieger.
Thank you.
Krieger. K-R-E. I'll post his name. You try to say it.
What do you guys think about Bix? How's she doing? Do you think she's gonna make it?
I don't know. She could be permanently brain damaged from the torture. Maybe, I don't know. Just have to see with that one, because it kind of sort of gets mentioned in a few times that interrogation and torture can permanently do you in Star Wars.
Do you think in a way she's possibly been brainwashed to become an enemy of Cassian? Kind of like what they did with some of the clones that were messed with.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Fives.
Yeah, I think it was. Maybe.
What's your thoughts, Orc?
I think she's obviously struggling, and she wasn't focusing on like the screams, but more so the doctor and what he was saying to her. Like that's what she was like thinking about when they first showed up. I think she's more headstrong and is still kind of there together, because I think her reaction to them asking like, hey, is this the guy that introduced you to Cassian? And she didn't say no, but she kind of made it like a big deal and started to cry. I think that was an act, because they said like, if I don't believe you, I'm going to bring the doctor back. And I feel like her reaction to it was like her way of like being like, oh, I'm having such a big reaction because obviously that's the guy that introduced me to Cassian. Like I felt like it was just a big show so that they would then focus on him and not try to think Luthen.
Okay, interesting. I kind of dig that. That's cool. Super Bro Corey, your thoughts about Bix?
Yeah, no, I think she's trying to do the best she can. I think KSB is going to get it out of her eventually. I'm hoping they bring the doctor back in personally.
Corey, you got to take off that rebel hat, man. You need to get a Darth Vader hat, something. Good God, oh dear. Corey's just like, yep, it's all good. Trevor H come in with that $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Trevor H. You're asking, do you think Cinta knows about the Imperial spies?
Leading off what I was saying. Yeah, that was one of the reasons I thought maybe it'd be a switcheroo, because she seemed well on the ball and suspicious about the whole thing. Which, that would make sense that she does know what's going on, and it's a double trap or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. How about you, Orchid Beans? What's your thoughts?
I think she's one of the cooler characters, so I wouldn't be surprised if she knows more than. I would be surprised if her and Bell or whatever know more than Luthen thinks they know.
Okay.
I think they still like. There's obviously there's some level of trust between all of them, but I still think clearly Luthen's hiding stuff from them. I wouldn't be surprised if they were also hiding stuff from him.
Okay. Super Bro Corey, your thoughts?
I think one thing that Cinta does really well is she like embeds herself in the community wherever she's at and what's going on there, and I think she's able to pick up on the phonies pretty quickly. So yeah, I think she does know about the Imperial spies. Personally, she had an interesting answer, like, "Oh, people die all the time. Why do you care this much about it?" You know, like it was. I hope they send a doctor to her as well.
Oh my God. Wait, Corey, do you need some blue milk? Like, you need me to send
No, not Cinta. I think probably Cinta is the coolest side character in the whole thing.
She is super cool, and that's why we need to see what she
I loved
knows.
it when she jumped down and just shot them in that scene. That was excellent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe if they stop wasting so much screen time on fucking Cyril, they give it to her.
We'll get to Cyril in just a moment, sir. Man, I will say, I think she does, Trevor H, simply because you would think for someone who's so acute to the details and she's observing closely too to see if Cassian shows up. And she knows that, after Aldhani, that the Empire is definitely on edge. So you would think she would be a bit on edge. You would think she would notice that a guy keeps showing up at the same bar, staring at the same room that Cassian is from, the house that Cassian lived in. You would think she would catch on to that. So I hope so. I hope she knows that there are Imperial spies waiting for Cassian and really anyone who's connected to him in any way. But thank you so much, Trevor H, for that $5 super chat, and great question, sir. Corey, can you play my man Trevor H a little something to show some love?
I'm gonna let you pick it, Trey.
You're gonna let me pick. I'm gonna play you some blue milk. I'm just kidding. I don't have any blue milk for you, sir, but we do have this.
This is where the fun begins.
Yes, this is where the fun certainly begins, because guys, I feel a little worried about something. They're searching. We know the Empire's about to get this guy named Anto Krieger, and when I saw the thing, I got nervous because it looks a lot like.
Hey!
Holy shit!
All right, I gotta get the right angle.
Take off the headphones.
Take out the headphones.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my God!
It's a match.
That's bad.
It is a match.
Trey, are you
That
going to be at
That is excellent.
I've been leading this rebel charge this entire time. Luthen knows shit.
Hey, let me tell you what's going to happen to you and 30 other guys next episode.
I hope the doctor gets sent to you too.
I already know what's happening because, Luthen, when he was talking to Saw Gerrera about what's going to happen to me, I already knew. I'm going to take care of it. The Empire is walking into a trap, not me and my 30 men.
Did you spit up your blue milk a little bit when you saw that?
A little bit. But even my wife, she kind of is like eating, what were we eating on Wednesday? I think it was like pasta and a little bit of noodles, just one of those things where you see your life flash before you. So I do exist in the Star Wars universe, but I'm probably going to die. I saw that and right, yeah. But Corey, can you pull up the slide again, sir?
Yes, sir.
No, not that one.
That one, there you go.
Corey, you got to stop showing the ISB or they're going to come to my house. No. Here, I'll go back. Okay, so let's get this out of the way so that Cody can get no more PTSD. Cyril Karn. We finally see him. His mom tells him, like, hey, you got a phone call, sweetie. And it's his good old lieutenant back when he was on that one team. The poor, what was it? The poor Premor. Was it Premor? I think. That whole security team. And I just realized something about that lieutenant. He reminds me, and I know Star Wars fans are going to lose their absolute mind when I say this, but just deal with it. He reminds me a ton. I think his name, or he's a sergeant. Yeah, he's a sergeant, not lieutenant, sergeant. He reminds me of Scotty from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they ever like.
Well, he's Scottish.
Right. We're trying to do it, Captain. Just the whole scene, shit's blowing up, and like, don't worry, I'm trying to tell you.
Scotty's actually Canadian, though.
Oh, the actor's Canadian.
Yeah.
Alex Ferns, thanks for ruining it.
James Doohan.
Cody, because this is your favorite part of this entire episode. Let's have you break down everything about Surreal Karn. Corey, go ahead and make Cody full screen on this so we can see his love.
I can't wait for this.
So first of all, he's sleeping like a little bitch, not getting nothing done, being lazy, like his mama tells him he is. And then he gets a phone call. Hey, you got a phone call? Come answer it. He goes in there and he's talking. I could hear the guy clearly, but apparently Surreal couldn't. I picked up on everything he was saying. He couldn't. And basically, he's just saying, like, hey, we got some info that Cassian's mom is dead, the kidnapper. I'm pretty sure he said that. I heard that in the episode. Cassian mom, the kidnapper, is dead. And we think that Cassian's going to go there. And Surreal, being the idiot he is, really couldn't understand that. He shooed his mom away in her own home, tells her to leave. Like, Mom, I'm on the phone. Go.
Gosh.
She does what every mother should and spies on him. And then she drops the bomb on him that's like, ha, your past ventures have vanished. Boom. Best line in the episode. And now Surreal's probably going to fucking go to, he had to go steal from mommy's purse because he ain't got no money. And he's probably going to go to fucking the funeral and probably stub his toe and fail again. That's the recap. Everything I said was true and exactly how it went down in the episode.
Well, Orc, I feel your pain. I know, like your secret Surreal Karn shill. So I made you a little clip that I thought you would help you, appreciate this scene all the more, because essentially what Surreal Karn did, right, is like he stole money from his mom, and there's only one right out of her purse. There's only one way to explain that. Here we go.
Did you get the nickname motherfucker? When I was a kid, I snuck into my mother's bedroom. Uh-oh. She was asleep on the bed. She had been drinking all night.
I've heard enough.
The skin was glistening. I snuck up behind her, and then I slipped my fingers into her purse.
Purse? You said purse.
And I took all of her money. And it was a week's pay. I really fucked her over. And that's how I got the name Motherfucker Jones.
Right. Yeah. They should call you Motherfucker Over Jones to avoid confusion, right?
Did that work better for you? So his real name now is Surreal Motherfucker Over Karn. Yeah.
No, it really put it into perspective on how that scene went. And I can't wait for him to fuck it up. and I'm really hoping. Final episode, what better way to end the season with Surreal dying?
Hurtful. Be honest, Orc. You don't want Surreal to go.
I really want him to go. I really want.
Liar!
I would really like to focus on other characters that are cooler and actually do shit.
Liar!
You're right. Actually, I do want him to stay. Play the clip again.
Nope. You heard it right. Now we're going to clip that and say, yeah, I really want Surreal to stay. So
I knew it. I knew it from the moment. Guys, to spare Cody of Surreal Karn, let's talk about him some more. Savage Bad, what was your thoughts? And what do you think Surreal Karn plans on doing with his mother's credits?
Obviously going to the funeral and try and catch some, rebels and, get his way back into the Empire properly, try and get promoted. And like we were saying about this switcheroo thing, could all go terrible. And then, or he could end up, actually catching Cassian. Be such a shame after he's just got out of prison, but it would kind of that would be a flip around, and it would explain this leading up, because he really wants to be a part of the Empire. That much is obvious, more than anything. And
Are you in agreement with Orc and Beans that he's gonna screw this up more than he's actually gonna help, or do you think just maybe he might be able to be the savior in this case, and that's how they end off season 1?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think maybe he'll probably end up doing some good, because he's been, such a kind of moron through the, his character leading up to this. It would kind of make sense for him to, maybe he sort of witnesses the rebels just about to attack the Empire and tells them, and then sort of gets the recognition for that. You saved all our lives. Well done, good job. Maybe it's that.
Interesting.
Unfortunately for me, what probably is going to happen is he's going to do something. Obviously, Cassian, I think, is going to get away or whatever. He's going to do something that Deidre is going to notice. In all of season 2 is going to be those two trying to catch Cassian.
Okay. And all of a sudden what's going to happen is it's going to be a whole Surreal Karn and Deidre ship, relationship trend that's going to happen that says, I want a love relationship like Surreal and Deidre, and they're going to make t-shirts, and I'm going to send you one when that happens, Orc.
Then there's going to be a baby Surreal running around.
Super Bro Corey, your thoughts about the Surreal Karn's great character arc?
Yeah, man, I'm really digging it for the fact that how much Orc hates it. So every time Surreal's on the screen, I'm like, yes, we're gonna get good commentary from the Bat Channel Delta Squad member Orc and Beans this week. Yes. So I'm here for it. I'm loving every second of it. He's a very interesting character, and if Disney can make you fall in love with a droid, they're actively making Surreal Karn's story arc a little whack, and it makes me even more curious and interested in how it's going to develop and what it's going to become.
I'm the one falling into the trap. I am playing right into Disney's hand.
Mm-hmm.
I am the demographic that they were hoping for with this character, where I hate this son of a bitch, and he's not going to go away.
And then when he dies, you're going to be, because he did something heroic, you're like, that was so beautiful.
It's going to be
a freaking mess. Yeah.
You're going to love.
Can't wait.
You're going to love Surreal Karn more than you love Nemec by the end of this. I believe it.
The scene, though, when he opens up the thing and Nemec's thing plays and you hear his voice again, got me.
Yeah, just wait until you see young Surreal saying, "Mom, more blue milk," or some shit like that.
Something like that.
Mom, pocket.
I will say, Surreal Karn is definitely, his character is testing my patience, but just like I was with Reva in Obi-Wan Kenobi, I kept telling people to just wait. There's clearly a plan with this guy, with that character. I think there has to be a plan for Surreal Karn. There has to be. It was just like Ahsoka when no one cared about Ahsoka in like the first 2 seasons. The first movie of Star Wars Clone Wars, and then the first season. No one liked her, and then all of a sudden now every time you see Ahsoka, people jump to their seats and cheer. Now I don't think you're going to cheer for Surreal Karn, but I think you're going to say, "Wow, that was a crazy story arc from this loser of a character," that Surreal's mom would say, to this whatever he's going to transform to.
I also say he's a loser, and honestly, my opinion matters more than hers. But it's gonna be this thing where you're right, and in the very beginning, I was team him. Like he's gonna have his moment. He's gonna have his moment. Okay, we're halfway through the season. Where's the moment? Oh, all right, we're at the end of the season. Where the fuck is his moment? And we all been saying
season 2, he'll have his moment.
I don't think we're going to get the moment that we've all been waiting for where he kills his mom. Don't think that's happening now.
It seems like that would be extremely mess up to take her money and then be like, screw you. I think we were thinking like this dude was like extremely psychotic, and so far we haven't seen that psychotic break in him yet, but I was kind of surprised. I was like, after his mom was like, oh, it was like wonderful to see like what achievements, your triumphs from your previous days.
I don't think any of us truly know what motherfucker over Surreal Karn is going to be doing, so I think killing his mom is still a possibility.
I really
what
thought
Corey's
it was
trying to
this
say
episode.
Yeah, Corey's basically all in for
do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Give in to your hatred. All right. Well, Orc and Beans will spare you no more pain of Surreal Card. Corey, can you go to our next slides, please?
I will, but you must acknowledge Oracle's Clock Tower super chat below, Trey.
Oh, Oracle's Clock Tower. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. You say hashtag. I feel like Orc has to read this one, actually. Orc, this is all you, buddy.
Orc needs some blue milk, Surreal Karn, shill.
Paid.
That's getting clipped.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
I know for a fact Bat Dan is in his room just clipping up stuff. He's going to make an entire 10-minute video about me talking about how much I love Surreal and all this bullshit.
I love it.
You just said love Surreal in that sentence as well. So that's a nice little edit there. And he's gone.
Oh man, ding dong, Orc is gone. The Orc is gone. Oh man, Orc's Clock Tower. Thank you so much for the laughs. This is for you.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Beautiful.
So the next slide. What's up? What's next?
The next slide.
And moving on.
Go figure. Trey. Hi, Trey.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Well, now let's go ahead and get to Vel and of course Luthen's wonderful assistant. I'm spacing her name as well. I'm terrible with names. But she Vale kind of breaks protocol and goes to see Luthen and the assistant over at his artifact shop that he has, and she doesn't want to play any games. She doesn't want to continue the spy process that they have, the things that all keep them safe. She's done with that shit, essentially. Guys, do you think they got away with this, or did she screw everyone here? Like, someone caught on to this, and this is going to be the downfall of Luthen's network?
I don't know. I think I didn't really sort of look too far into that, really. I think that she was just there, as far as I could see, just to kind of sort of put a stamp on it herself, really, because she happened to be there at the time, having to do this put on a front thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I do think that something major is going to happen in that shop, and or store, what should I say? And it would be great if it was the Emperor looking for Sith artifacts or something.
Oh, that'd be cool. I mean, yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, I know you and I keep like wondering if the Emperor is going to show up at any point in this show.
And it's unclear whether it's going to be in this episode or season 2, but there's no way that they're going to. It's definitely coming. It's definitely coming.
I agree.
Whether it's going to be next episode or in season 2, I think that's kind of going to be the Luke Skywalker at the end of the Mandalorian scene. Everyone's going to be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Orc, what's your thoughts about Vale taking a trip to see Clea, and she was hoping to find Luthen, but like, why now? Why break protocol? Do you think she's just being impatient, or what's really going on in her mind?
I think she's probably just super stressed, and she was kind of annoyed that she kind of like wasn't going. She kept saying like, we have rules and you're breaking all of them right now. And I think she's just so stressed out that she feels like just the slightest thing will set them off. Like me, with Corey. So I think she's just stressed out and she's worried that this is all going to unravel. And someone I was watching was pointed out that like when she's pointed towards the window, she's keeping up her front, but when she's got her back towards the window, that's when she's really talking about what they're talking about. I'm getting trolled by Corey. I'm getting trolled in the comments. and you ain't taking me down. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, so I think she's just stressed out. She really wants this to go well, obviously, and it's a huge impact if everything just goes down to shit. So, yeah, I think she's just stressed. She's got a lot going on.
Yeah, and also it seems like there's a bit of these last few episodes have really done kind of a geez, super bro, have really done kind of. There's been I don't want to say like a pissing contest, but there's a lot of like everyone's kind of like on edge, and they're kind of having this thing like, well, what have you given? Like, you're asking all of this from me. Like, what have you sacrificed? There's a lot of people kind of feeling pity over themselves, and of course it's that is it Kayla? Is that how it is? Clea, right? Clea, something like Clea, yeah. She kind of does this whole like, Vale says to her, I gave him Aldani. What have you done for him? And she's like, seriously? Like, we're going to do this? Like, I'm always doing it. Like, I'm in the weeds just as you. And I feel like that's kind of been a theme these last 2 episodes, that I feel like maybe in a way that's kind of they kind of need to drop that act of like, what have you done for me lately? Or like, what are you giving up? Because it's taking their mind off the true mission of it. Super Bro Corey, what's your thoughts on all this?
I'm sorry, I was reading comments, Trey.
Reading comments and not paying attention. Corey's not paying attention. Corey, what's your thoughts about Vale and Clea's conversation?
Yeah, it was good. I think that they should totally just pawn the daughter off. That's how I see it. Obviously, I think it was good for Vale to see how much Mom Mothra has. I almost said Mon Mothra. That was a close one.
Mon Mothra.
Mon Mothra. It's good to see that how much skin that she has in the game, and like how much she knows she's in a lot of trouble right now. It's showing how desperate she is right now, and it's to the point where she's about to pawn off her daughter to keep the rebellion safe and the resistance safe. So I was digging it that one of the biggest contributions that Mon Mothra is going to give is her own daughter.
Okay, so you think she is going to go through with it, and she's going
hell
to?
Yeah. She doesn't really love her anyways, so.
Well, let's talk about that now. So, Corey, can you pull up that slide again? Savage, and then we'll go to Orc. Obviously, Vale being the cousin of Mon Mothma. They talk about her daughter is currently doing like classes of their old traditions that something that Mon Mothma was never a fan of, but it's something her daughter always wanted to do and that she's passionate about. So she's letting her go through these classes, these formal classes. And Vale is even kind of against it. Vale kind of learns about all the troubles that her cousin is in, and that she's actually considering having her daughter meet up with that Davos Skalden's son for a possible marriage arrangement. Do you think she's going to go through it now that you've kind of seen the aftermath of it?
Yeah, that whole scene with the sort of chanting, sort of the religious thing was very sort of brainwashing type stuff. And it did make me think for a minute. Perhaps Mon Mothra's thinking, do you know what? Perhaps she'd be happy getting married to that guy. But also something that we kind of missed, it's a bit of a crazy one, is in the first picture at the top, that's the Mayan calendar. And according to that, the world was supposed to end in 2012.
Yeah.
And George Lucas was a big believer in it. And
I did know that. Yeah,
he sold Star Wars to Disney shortly before, and I think that's a reference to that. So.
Corey, you are totally taking my mind off of what Savage is saying right now. He's giving some good shit, and you're messaging as me right now, and I don't appreciate it. Corey, do I have to kick you off right now?
Nope, we're all good, bud.
Right now, you're being a traitor. Oh my gosh. Okay, Orc and Beans, your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's so odd that this girl is into this weird old tradition, I guess. And I feel like maybe she's gonna find out about this arranged marriage and be like, "Mom, let me do it." She's gonna be like old fashioned, I guess. So it was odd. Fucking hell, Corey.
Good God, Corey.
You guys don't get
Corey. Corey, slow your roll. Jesus. I got a troll in the panel, got a troll in the chat.
Yeah, it was interesting. And yeah, I was a little confused by the whole scene of just her talking about like how much trouble she's in, and she said, "Oh, it's like 400,000 credits or whatever." Didn't Vel just steal like millions or something? Just hand it to her. Just give her the 400K. Take care of it. Boom, done.
Yeah. Well, it definitely seems like time has gone by, and it's maybe been a few months since Skolden was there to, offer the arranged marriage. But yeah, I think she said she has 400,000 missing credits, basically.
Yeah.
So, and obviously the Empire is looking into it, saying, what do you think Vale is going to do about it? Because it seems like you bring up a great point. That would be illogical. Like, we just stole all this money. Here you go.
Yeah.
What do you think Vale's going to do about it? How is she going to help this situation? Or do you think her focus is on other things?
Well, I originally thought she was going to do something, but then she had that conversation with the assistant, was like talking about Cassian. So I feel like now she's going to go deal with that instead.
I definitely think her days are numbered. the way she's acting and behaving, I think she's going to be the first one to die.
I agree. She seems
it's just kind of sort of yeah. It kind of just
Yeah,
seems
she
that
seems
way.
the one that's not focused and that she's going to be her own downfall. You know, like she has Cinta on her mind. She has Cassian on her mind, you know, and she's breaking protocol. She's not being the smartest of the group for sure. She's kind of the head, you know, jump in head first. Don't look around you, not 360-degree awareness. And that's not good to have, especially right now, especially walking into Ferrix. You know, I feel like she could potentially even get Cinta killed if she's not careful. Super Bro Corey, what's your thoughts about Mon Mothma and Vale and her daughter taking these classes? She seems to be all for these old traditions, and obviously it was something that Mon Mothma was not a fan of.
Yeah. Did they really explain what the tradition was that they were doing? Like they were saying something like, what was that class that she was talking about? Did they ever say that, Trey?
I don't recall if they did, but it definitely seemed, I think someone kind of said it earlier, like Restore the Cyberverse guy said, it's basically like making them ladies, you know, how to make them formal and like ready for marriage. Because if you think about it, Mon Mothma, I think she said got married at 13 to her husband.
Yeah.
Clearly her daughter is of like coming to that age, you know, so I think if anything, I think they're preparing, because if I heard some of the lines, it was something like bond, like the bonds or something like that. You know, basically it was like talking about, I think like marriage in a sense.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, that's interesting because she's going to have a rude awakening when she gets pawned off to this gangster
stun.
Yeah, so I wonder how
I think it's gonna be like some Game of Thrones like shit with Sansa.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, Trey, so I wouldn't get that reference.
Oh well, you probably good thing you don't. Probably a good thing you don't get that reference. No, I'm not going to explain that reference because it's not a good.
Me.
No, Savage, you've seen Game of Thrones. This guy knows what I'm talking about.
No, I'm not really a fan of it. I got bored of it.
Good.
Quickly.
Well, some of the audience will understand, or the replay crew will understand.
I gave up. There was a wedding thing where loads of people got murdered, and I thought, this is just
that's
not
one of
my
the
thing.
The Red Wedding.
Yeah, that was it. I kind of gave up with it there. I thought, I need some positivity in my life.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is not that. Reigns of Destiny. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But yes, that's I see what you're saying there. Let's now go to I'm not even gonna explain that story, but yeah, Vale's on her way.
I really want to know, Trey.
No,
watch the show then.
Watch the show. Yep. So Vale is planning on going to Ferrix to help Cinta find Cassian, because everyone seems, the whole galaxy seems to know that Cassian's mother is gone. Corey, what's did you give your thoughts about what you think is Vale going to help this situation in Ferrix, or is she going to be her own downfall?
Oh yeah, she's a downfall for sure. Mon Mothma is going to have see her family just completely ripped away from her, pawning her daughter off, husband leaving, cousins dead. It's coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
And do you know what also sprang to mind with Mon Mothma's incredible acting, the best in the whole show? Her and Andy Serkis, got to be tired.
Or even Skarsgård, who plays Luthen, like he is phenomenal.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, them three. But a scene with Mon Mothma and the Emperor of her kind of shitting herself, and actually interacting with Palpatine. And he's kind of sort of, I don't know, like in Alien 3, where the alien goes close to Ripley. They could do something like that, where he's really kind of sort of going, I know what you're up to. Like,
Yeah.
but not in so many words. That would be so cool. That's such a cool way to go with the story, I think.
I can't wait for Savage to be right about the Emperor showing up. I'm so excited.
If
for
he's
that.
not, take an L, Savage. Take an L.
I don't want Savage to take
Because
it
you
out.
got me partly
No.
hyped for, the Emperor showing up at some point. Let's go ahead and jump into Cassian's storyline a bit here. Okay, so obviously we last saw Cassian and one of his prisoner buddies, Milshi, on the run from the prison that they just escaped from. And they're climbing up this cliff, and they're obviously hiding, and they're pretty tired. They've probably been nonstop running for the last few hours. And Cassian's telling his buddy Milshi, who we do know makes it to Rogue One, because he led the charge on that final battle in Rogue One. But he's kind of, giving him hope, telling him like, hey, they're leaving. Like, don't worry, like, hold on. I know you're tired, but like, we're almost there. And obviously the goal is they're going to need to find a place, a ship to leave this planet. And they find these two characters that are, first off, complete like Star Wars look, that retro prosthetic costumes, just to me, like when you see this stuff, you're in a Star Wars world. But they get captured by this like webbing thing, which was pretty cool. What did you guys think about
moist?
I hate that word, Corey.
Well, it was very moist.
I really, really liked the way the characters were done, and they really reminded me of that Jim Henson puppeteer look that we all love so much about Star Wars and anything Jim Henson, really, like Labyrinth and stuff like that. It really had that look, and feel to it. And I hope they do more of that. Yeah, that kind of thing in the future, because a lot of the FX are practical in Andor. It's and it really shows. It really shows the difference. I love Obi-Wan, but some of the CGI was a little bit iffy, and in Andor that's just not the case. It's practical effects and the CGI is just spot on.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orc, what was your thoughts about this particular scene, the ship they had to go on? And it was kind of like an interesting interaction because we kind of got to learn a little bit about the planet, of how the Empire is taking it over because of their, hydro energy is really killed like all of their food supply there with the fish. And there's these guys who are trying to fish, and it's just, you could tell there's like, they're pissed off, and it seems like it's going to go one way where like they're going to sell these guys off, and they're like, you know what? Wait, we hate the Empire. Screw them. We're going to let you guys go, and we're going to take you out of here. What was your thoughts about that whole interaction?
You had said earlier that you thought Cassian was a smart guy. This scene shows that he's not. Their plan was to just run for it. Which I felt like was not. I understand it wasn't his idea, but he went with it, and it was terrible. I thought the go spiderweb was super cool.
Yeah,
and I was really curious as to how they were going to talk their way out of it. And it was just mostly like, well, since your guys' bounty is dead or alive, that pisses us off. So we're going to let you go. And where do you want to go? We'll take you anywhere. So that was kind of a weird way to go with it. It was like, hey, you're going to steal our ship. Now we're going to just let you go wherever you want. I don't know. I felt like that was weird. It kind of forced a little bit, but boy, the character designs were really cool. Like the one guy had like part of his arm cut off and it was all mechanical, and he had like a spatula basically. He's got the scar on his face. The other guy's got the goggle looking thing. It was cool. Everything about their design was really, really cool.
Yeah, I agree. It was a bit of an interesting, like, kind of maybe like we wouldn't think that's how it would actually go down. Like it seems like they were just trying to get to a reason of how they get off the planet. I kind of dug the dialogue. I think who said it? Oracle's Clock Tower said that she liked how they talked. Yeah. And to me, it was kind of funny. Like you could tell they weren't like the smartest creatures, and they were just, as they were kind of talking through it, like kind of thinking, Like, oh yeah, like we don't like the Empire. Like, where do you guys want to go? Like, we'll help you out of here. We'll help you escape. While it was kind of like a solution off the planet.
Their way off the planet was Southern hospitality.
Yes, exactly.
Y'all want some cornbread?
You got some cornbread?
And
Oh damn! Why you gotta say corn? It's almost Thanksgiving, man. Get some cornbread. Give me some of that cornbread. Yeah, but kind of an interesting way of getting off the planet. Super Bro Corey, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. I loved the trap that they set up, and I like how they were just like kind of chilling, watching them too. They're like, oh yeah, they're gonna try and take our ship, and like they looked so like that right there probably would have made me stop running. Like, why aren't they like trying to stop us from attempting to steal their ship? And then out come this really weird, damp, net. So, caught myself there that time, Trey.
Thank you.
The netting did kind of freak me out a little bit. I probably would have been like, one, those creatures are hideous looking, and then two, this damp net all over my face and body. I would have struggled there. Like it was a cool scene. I agree with Organ Beams. It was a little interesting how quickly they let them go. I thought we may have would have seen them there a little bit longer, trying to battle wits. Kind of remind me of Lord of the Rings. Talking their way out of a problem with the trolls.
I was thinking that too, dude. It totally reminded me of that scene where they were like gonna try to outsmart the trolls to get out of that situation, and instead the trolls kind of outsmarted themselves by saying, screw it, we're just gonna let you guys go. It was kind of interesting.
I got worms in my tubes.
Yeah, exactly.
I got worms as big as my arm. Yeah, and I was totally waiting for one of them to be like, all of our fish is gone. Can we cook it? Can we like put a little sage on these people and eat them? But yeah, I hear you there, Butler. Yeah, I was thinking they were going to eat them too, man. That's so funny. Their ship was kind of cool. You could tell it was on the verge of breaking down. Who knows how that journey was. What's up, Iffy? It's good to see you. I was surprised the creatures let him go. What's good? It's good to see you, man. Iffy, out of curiosity, what was like, do you think their reason was like made sense to you, or like was it just kind of plot protection, plot shielding, where they're like, oh, we just got to find a way off this planet, so here we go. Be curious to hear your take, sir. But yeah, man, nonetheless, they got off the planet, and of course the place that Cassian asked them to take him to is the planet that he was first arrested on, the party planet where he left all of his credits and his money. So hopefully it was still there, which we find out eventually it was. But Corey, let's go ahead and go to the next slide. This part I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit because obviously I like to usually end the breakdown where the show ended the episode. So I'm going to kind of play around a little bit and go to Luthen. Luthen, he is back over trying to convince Saw Gerrera to join and unite the rebellion cause. And Saw now seems to be on board of helping Krieger out. But as Luthen knows from last episode, Krieger is about to be ambushed and completely annihilated. So now he's got to break the news to Saw. Guys, this to me was like one of the best scenes with Saw Gerrera because it showed us who we know Saw Gerrera to be, which is paranoid. He is a complete paranoid rebellion terrorist guy that just this was him. What was your thoughts about like his whole scene where he's like, you probably have people here like trying to spy on me, and Luthen's ability to kind of play into Saw Gerrera's paranoia to kind of get the best of him. What was your thoughts about their whole interaction?
Yeah, World War II reference again.
World War II. I need to make a World War II clip for Savage.
Yeah, no, it reminded me of that kind of sort of backwards and forwards between, the resistance and things like that. And how important it is not to trust anyone, and look, they made that clear by their interaction, and Luthen was just straight up honest with him. He even pulled his own gun on him, which I thought was great because take a shot, yeah. But yeah, I just really loved that, and Skarsgård, just incredible acting, and Forrest Whitaker as well. It's such a great thing that they got Forrest Whitaker back to play that character, and and the other guy, the one with the helmet. I don't know what his name is.
What was
sorry,
that?
That was my phone going off.
I was like, Corey was like about to play a joke on us, Corey, where are you going with this? I was thinking about to break into like World War II. This is how you get into join the military.
Yeah.
Take down Hitler. Okay. Orc and Beans, what was your thoughts about Saw Gerrera and Luthen getting the better of him and playing into his paranoia?
I felt like Luthen has had a lot of memorable conversations in this show, and I felt like this was his best one. I was very
you liked it even more than the last one that he had.
More than his speech. Just because he shows he's a badass in two different ways in this episode, and I can't wait for us to talk about the second way. But this one, he just shows off that he's such a savvy talker and manipulator, and just with the whole when he's screaming well, who is it? Who's the one that's in this room that's listening? And he's like, oh, it's this guy. And the guy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he gets close just so he can get him close enough so he can steal his gun. He's so tactful with the way he talks to people, and he's just so convincing. And so I felt like this was his way of showing off just kind of his charisma skills with people. And I honestly thought it was his best scene.
Wow, I'm so surprised by that because I agree with Oracle's Clock Tower that that sacrifice speech I think is one of the greatest speeches, just not in Star Wars but in TV, streaming services ever, one of the best. But that's very curious that you loved that so much. What was it about it that was it just the charisma and kind of the mixture of charisma and badassery?
Yeah, it was. And I thought his speech was impactful and stuff, but it honestly didn't resonate to me as much as it did you guys. And this scene did. It was just,
let's go.
He was so. It was watching a master at work, It's his art. He was the artist, and he's using his words and stuff, and he just can manipulate people in doing what he wants. And he went from being so, Saw went from being so panicked to just so calm by the end of it, and it was just because of the way Luthen was talking to him.
Okay. He's really showing that alpha male of the rebellion.
Oh, totally right.
Luthen's straight up gangster. Do you know what I mean? He just does not fuck around. Luthen's be fuck around and find out.
He was in a room full of guns and bad guys, and he was the most powerful person in the room. Yeah. And he didn't have a gun.
You know what? Now that Orc, now that you've talked through that, I totally get what you're going with, and how I think Savage, you talked about being in a room with alphas. That is so true. He was literally Saul was showing I'm not going to go by Krieger's rules. It's my tactics. It's going to be my choice. I get the first, take on all of the, the rewards on this, and you have to make this happen because this is what I want. And everyone, I feel like a lot of the times we get this idea that Luthen is really kind of while he's the puppeteer in a lot of ways, he's not really the one in the action, really, I mean, yes, we did see that in episode 3, but we don't really know just how good of a marksman and just military man he is in a way. He just seems political charisma in it for the rebellion and kind of the guy who's doing all the communications. But here we actually see him like, yeah, man, he can go toe to toe with Saw in his gang, and obviously with this next scene, he's even crazier. But Super Bro, what was your thoughts about Saw Gerrera and Luthen's interactions?
I had a very similar take that Orc had with this. I was just really impressed with how he handled that situation, and it almost to the point where like it kind of made me like take a look back at this entire show and wondered if they titled the show incorrectly. If this should have been called Luthen rather than Andor, man, because this guy, he's freaking phenomenal. He's tearing this show up. He's having so many great scenes and interactions with so many different people that I've been nothing but thrilled and super excited when Luthen's on the show. And then, the scene coming up here shortly with Luthen as well, I was a very, holy shit, this is awesome scene as well. So there's been a lot of key moments throughout the series that I'm like, oh man, Luthen's been interesting, and he's definitely been a character. I think he's been that man of mystery for all of us in this show so far. That he's always surprising us. It's refreshing. It's great.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, Luthen has definitely been and Mon Mothma, and nothing against Diego Luna on this, but I think we're following his journey, and his journey has been great through all this. But really, the people who've just kind of almost stole the show in a way is Luthen and Mon Mothma.
100%.
Yeah.
They both could get their own show, or one that they're both in.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Just about them, because they're both just outshine everyone, in the whole show, really. And Diego Luna's brilliant, but he's great, but yeah, especially Luthen, he's straight up gangster. Can't wait to, we'll get on to that bit at the end. Was just fucking amazing.
I see Captain Rex is here. What's up, brother? Captain Rex, I know this is probably spoilers for you because I don't think you've watched it all yet. If you do happen to watch it all by next Saturday, I would love to have you finally on our Delta Squad stream for the season finale show to hear your thoughts, because I know you're a huge Star Wars fan. So check it out. Text me sometime. We'll figure it out, brother. We'll make it happen. But yes, don't listen to any more. Otherwise, we're gonna ruin some really cool shit for you. So I'm gonna give you a second, Captain Rex. Okay, here we go. Now this next scene, holy effing hell! Just like so damn cool. First off, Luthen is having this conversation with his assistant Clea, and I love the way they're talking code, which is basically them talking antique, shop business. And you know exactly, because we've seen the backstory of what they're talking about, so you know what they're referring to, even though they're not giving specifics. But of course, the Empire somehow shows up, and this really I never before seen, Imperial cruiser. Which is badass. I love the satellite look of it, just like really, really cool. And obviously they're putting him in a tractor beam because he's in a pirate zone for the Empire, and they're just looking at everyone. And I love that he's able to kind of use his ship to be like, hey, I need a code that's gonna, cover us. So he uses something from my names today are horrible. The planet that Senator guys, I am rough today. Not remembering. Not Aldani. The one that Senator Organa's from.
I'm gonna let you fail.
Alderaan.
You always fail on this one. I was gonna let you flop again.
You know where it's messed me up is like Aldani and Alderaan are like so close in a way that like Aldani is like what's stuck on my brain. Alderaan. My God. Alderaan.
Alderaan.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. It says he's from Alderaan, and he's doing a trading ship. And obviously the Empire's like, so what? We're gonna run through our normal things, and we're thinking Luthen's screwed at this moment. Like this is the fall of Luthen. Well, I mean, that's how they're set it up. Like, hey, he's gonna get captured, and that's the end, right? But Luthen comes out on top, and he's a badass. Yes, I know, Batman. I forgot Alderaan again. Well, you know why I forgot Alderaan is because it's millions of voices that have been silenced. Never speak their name again.
Just like to apologise to the 12 billion people that died on Alderaan. For Trey's forgetfulness.
Never do it.
Very disrespectful. For all
Well,
those
you know,
guys.
I mean, did anyone really care? I mean, Alderaan, like, who cares? I'm just kidding.
Liar!
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Anyways, what did you guys? Obviously, this was one of the most badass space scenes ever in Star Wars. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Savage, let's start with you.
Yeah, not just a great scene, but seriously, one of the greatest scenes in the whole saga of Star Wars. Because, after them getting the drama side of it right and the cinematography and stuff, to get this space scene, just 100% Star Wars, I was just like, yes, and this spinning round thing he done with the lasers. Anakin, I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. It's just, yeah. As you can tell by the smile on my face, I was just totally blown away by the whole thing. It was just right. We're really Star Wars in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Orc and Beans, your thoughts, sir?
The number one thing I've been waiting for is my goddamn space battles, and I finally got a little bit of a taste of it, and it was just. Again, he was tactful again with his words, but then we got to see his pilots go because he was delaying them so that he could get them to charge up their tractor beam and stuff like that, so then he could get his escape or whatever. And literally, when he did the spinning laser move, I giggled because I just thought it was so awesome. Now, I do appreciate that they took some of our gameplay from our Star Wars and put it in because that's obviously what we look like when we play. But, it was just, he was obviously in terrible, terrible odds. And within 30 seconds, he was back on his way. And he won't even think about them again, probably. Like, it was just that shot of the dude standing in front of the window, just kind of looking like, what the fuck just happened to us? Right. They're so confident because once they find out, like, the ID or whatever, they're like, oh, should we just let him go? He's like, oh, no, we need to practice. Yeah, you do need to practice because you guys just got punked on. It was awesome. Absolutely loved it.
Here's the real question, though, now, or because, yeah, he definitely gave that look of, what the hell just happened? Do you think they tell Darth Vader and the Emperor? Do they tell their officers?
No. Got absolutely balls to the face dunked on. You don't tell anybody that. He turns around and just says, "This never happened. We're gonna say we hit some birds or something, and that's what happened to the tractor."
Meteor. Blame it on a meteor.
A space whale,
Yeah. No, you don't tell anybody about that day.
No. You definitely get choked to death for that one.
Yeah.
That's when Darth Vader's like, you don't think I recognize like blaster burns when I see him? Like, you know how many space battles I've been?
Yeah.
Super Bro, your thoughts, sir?
Dude, what was that? He was shooting at him at the very beginning. That was like insane.
I've heard a lot of people refer to it as a lightsaber ship. It's a cool thought.
With the red lightsabers coming out, but I'm talking right at the beginning when he like surprised them and just started like blasting, like there's like machine gun fire going at the front antenna, which was freaking insane, man. I'm with Orc. I love space battles, and I always look forward to them. I wish this one was a little bit longer, but for the amount of the amount that we did get, it was one of the most epic Star Wars space battles I've ever seen.
Yeah, man, it was so cool. Like I remember like watching it because like we've all seen Star Wars space battles before. You know, there's certain things you expect, and when you hear the TIE fighters roaring and stuff like that, you're like, oh yeah, I feel like we're in Star Wars. The moment those lasers came out of that ship, though, I think I did like a holy shit face. What the hell is that thing? You know, like one of the coolest ships ever. You know?
Whoa! I just thought of something though too. If it's a lightsaber ship, which we've never seen this before, look at the color of the lightsabers.
Oh, having red kyber crystals.
Right. This goes back to Savage Ben again on what he says about Luthen, you know, and the Emperor.
Yeah.
At this point, Savage, you just better hope. Because everyone's gonna be like, dude, what the hell? Like, Emperor wasn't like anything with Luthen, man.
Total letter. You ruined Star Wars for me, dude.
Star Wars. Stupid, man.
Also,
Savage is right. He just got us another 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. What Corey was saying about the little sort of machine gun type thing that fired back, it seemed to sort of eat away at the metal a bit. I was thinking maybe it was like those little droids that attack Obi-Wan and Anakin at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, yeah.
And they sort of, just sort of eat away at anything, like an Imperial ship. That type of thing.
That's a cool thought. That'd be dope if it was something like that. But yeah, man, it was certainly just like it was short, sweet, simple, and the Imperial officer's face just said it all. Of just like what, I almost wish like someone said, should we report this, and him just be like, no, because I don't see how they're gonna make that one out alive. But just a incredible scene. It was really probably the highlight of this entire episode for sure. But as we come to the end of this episode, Cassian obviously gets his credits back, and he gives his mom a ring and learns unfortunately that she has passed, and obviously he's very torn about it and not being there for her in her final moments, and he had always planned to kind of get her out of that situation and take good care of her like she did for him, Orc and Beans, rather than kidnapping them. I mean, hey, look at it this way. Did she ever give him blue milk? No, because she cares about him. She loves him.
Talk about how shitty your blue milk tastes, and she did him a favor.
Obviously he's heartbroken by it, but I love how he's still he's with his buddy, and his buddy Melshi says, like, we got to tell people what happened on that planet, what they're doing, what they're having us build, and so that way word can spread, and we can fight against the Empire. And he asks him, like, how are you doing? And he doesn't tell him what's going on. And I love that because it's like I kind of get the idea that Cassian is kind of a introvert in a way. That's kind of his character is, and we don't see a lot of protagonists like that who are introverts. And it was kind of cool to see a bit of a difference in there. What do you think is going to happen? Obviously, Melshi and Andor are going to have to meet up again at some point in the rebellion. Cassian's obviously looking to the sun, thinking he's going to go back and pay his respects to his mom. But what do you think is going to happen to Melshi? What's going to get Cassian on this rebellion train? Sorry, go ahead, Savage.
No, go on. You go first. Someone else.
Oh, no, all you bet.
Hey, it's me. I think that because everybody knows it's a trap for Cassian, the funeral and stuff, and so I think shit's gonna pop off, and the Empire's gonna ruin it for him, and that's gonna just be kind of the nail in the coffin of like, they put me in prison for no goddamn reason. They weren't letting anybody go, and now I can't even have a funeral for my mom, kind of thing. So I think it's just shit's obviously going to pop off at this funeral, and I think that's just going to be the final thing that like pushes him over the edge of like, all right, I'm going to take on the Empire.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, how about you, Savage?
Yeah, it's obviously leading up to, it's the next episode's the last episode, so there's definitely going to be something going on with this thing. But the more we talk about it, the more I'm thinking that they're going to tell Cassian that that this is a trap, and it's going to turn out the Empire's little plan is going to be ambushed by the rebels. And also that whole scene was really, really sad, and just so well done. It really kind of sort of tugged at the heartstrings, and it was lovely. Nearly all the sort of half CGI and half real scenes set in Britain, and that definitely was. That last scene was a beach in England.
He's like, I've been there. Been there. Super Bro Corey, your thoughts about the final scene?
Yeah, it was interesting to see how emotional Andor was over a mother that supposedly kidnapped him. No, I think that you could tell that Andor really cared about her, and it was just a sad exchange. He gets out of prison. It's like it's one thing I've noticed about Andor is this man has had a tough life. It's constantly, turn the page, shit, turn the page, shit, turn the page, shit. It's just he's lived a hard life. So I'm really curious to see how this all plays out moving forward. And because right now he can go back to what he was doing. He went to the beach. He has his money again. He could go off and just chill and pretend that he was never there, continue to stay underground. And we're getting closer and closer, what propels him to be full on rebel, so
yeah,
it's getting exciting.
I agree. I think definitely the finale, they're gonna have to end it on something action packed, like someone in the chat said earlier, Trevor H. I think it's all going to blow up. They're going to leave us on a cliffhanger, unfortunately. I'm almost certain they're going to do it that way because it seemed like they knew. I mean, the fact that they knew they were going to do season 2 in the middle of the season tells me that they kind of already planned it and they were ready to go pretty quickly. So they're probably going to lead us on. It's going to be one of those things. It's going to be a waiting game to know what finally happens. But yeah, man, I thought it was a touching scene. Heartbreaking. Yeah, he lost his mom. And obviously giving the gun to Melshi was really nice. And just kind of nice kind of origin story about their relationship from what we see in Rogue One. It kind of makes you appreciate that character a little bit more. But yeah, man, it was a good, solid episode. I don't think for me anything was going to top that last episode, whatever they were going to do in episode 11. I'm a little surprised they did a slower episode, but I think that's just to really kind of catch us off guard and surprise when it blows up next episode.
Who called a slow episode?
Believe you did, Super Bro.
Yes, I did.
Would you like me to send you some blue milk?
No, thank you.
Guys, final thoughts. Let's talk about ratings for this episode. Last episode, I think we were all in the 9s pretty much. Savage, where are you at this time?
9.6.
Ooh, 9.6 from Savage.
Okay.
Yeah, damn good storytelling and one of the greatest space battle scenes in the whole of Star Wars, to be honest.
Okay. 9.6. Even after that, man. Wow. Okay. Because what did you give last episode? Was it a 9.9?
No, 10.
You gave it a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Orkin Beans, Surreal Karn Lover. What's your score?
I give Delta Squad a 0. But I give this episode, even though it was a slower episode, I really loved Luthen this episode. I felt bad for the robot. I felt bad for Cassian. I did not feel bad for the woman. So I'm going to give it an 8.7.
Oh.
8.7. Okay, you're much higher than I thought you were gonna be. Super Bro Corey, how about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.6 as well. I really dug that space battle. I dug Luthen. I dug the all the exchanges. Like every exchange that we had was great. What was the title of this episode again?
Daughters of Ferrix.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I thought it was a overall just really good episode, and you know that space battle was almost a 10 right there. You know, for the show, that was a holy cow.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. I think what it was a 9.6 last episode, 9.7 or something like that. Oh man, I think if I definitely didn't like it as much as last episode, so I think I'm gonna have to. It was. I feel like Daughters of Ferrix was like a bad title for the show for this episode because we didn't really get like what about the daughters. That's why I think there's something else going on with Marva. So I guess I'm gonna say for now, I'm gonna say an 8.2. I'm gonna say an 8.2. But I think if I'm right next episode that Marva or the Daughters of Ferrix plans something with her funeral to take down the ISB and the Empire, I think that number will jump. You know, pretty wide jump. Probably.
They specifically said that they had a lot of plays going on out there all the time. So who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows? I'm curious, but it seems like we're all in the 8s, 9s. If you're savage, Super Bro Corey, what's else? Everyone else saying?
Yeah, Red-Headed Outlaw gave it an 8.3, a 8.7 from Oracle's Clock Tower, 7.9 from Trevor H, an 8.458729114 from Bat Dan Thoughts. Hashtag Restore the Snyderverse guy with an 8.5 out of 10. Bat Fanatic with an 8.2. We have the Butler with an 8.6. Yeah, so we got some pretty good scores out there, bud.
Okay.
And an 8.8 from the Batman Who Laughs.
Nice. Okay, so it sounds like everyone's pretty much
from Iffy. So 8.8 from the Batman Who Laughs, 8.4 from Iffy.
Okay, so it seems like generally everyone's in the 8s area. Trevor H kind of gave it a low score. But interesting. Very interesting indeed. Guys, your theories about season finale. What do you think is going to happen? How are they going to what are you hoping to see and what do you think is going to happen?
Emperor Palpatine. Yeah. And one hell of a shit show at the funeral, obviously. Exchanging Deidre for Cinta. She's an amazing character and absolutely beautiful. Hoping she's bisexual and not full lesbian. I think that she might die in this episode, perhaps.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Do it.
Orkin Beans, your thoughts about what you're hoping to see in the season finale and what you think will happen.
I'm hoping Cyril dies.
Liar!
No, I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping this is the most action-packed episode. I hope it can rival the Prison Break in how good it is. I really want them to end this series with a bang. And I think they have everything built up for that to happen. And I want one more final space battle. Because I feel like I want a big one. I want a big blowout, big summer blowout. And I know Cyril's going to be fine and he's going to be in the next season probably or whatever, but I'm hoping he does something where I don't think he's a waste of time being on the screen.
Oh.
Because I feel like this is the one episode where they cannot waste a single minute. Everything needs to be important in order to get me to watch season 2.
Okay. Interesting. What do you think in terms of Surreal, what exactly needs to happen with his character, like, to make you give a damn at all? Like, if, let's say, I saw someone in the chat say, what if they capture Lupin? What if Surreal captures Luthen and kind of becomes the hero of the Empire here? Like, would that do anything for you?
No, there's one thing that I think there's a couple of things, I guess, that could really solidify him for me. The biggest thing is, and I wonder if like this could be possibly the way that, I could see Cassian kind of just looming in the background or whatever, but I could see Surreal being the one that like desecrates the mom's body, and that's what gets him to come out. Maybe he blows up her body as she's going down or whatever. Like, you blew up one of my cars last time I was here. I blew up your mom, kind of thing. I want him to go full-fledged psycho, which is what we have been feeling like he's trending towards. And he's got to do something big to get Cassian to come out from behind the shadows. And I think that's the thing that Deidre's going to see, that like, oh, you're the one that was able to get him to come out to at least give us a shot at him. Maybe you do have some use. Why don't you come meet me in my chambers later tonight, kind of thing.
I got some blue milk. Just kidding. Oh, that's not what you meant by come over to my chambers? Sorry, there was weird vibes from them the last time they spoke.
Was it what I meant? Was it not what I meant?
I found this really cool moist trap net.
No, Jesus. I hate that word. Super Bro Corey, your thoughts, your wet thoughts about the season finale.
No, I think this is going to go two ways, and I'm kind of leaning it towards maybe a little bit slower of a season finale than what we're used to. How I see this is Trevor H just said what takes. I see this as a mid-season finale, kind of, is how I'm seeing this episode coming up. So it's either going to be like a kind of a crazy shit show and everything leaves us on a cliffhanger, or kind of some crazy stuff happens and then a cliffhanger, and then we'll find episode 2 like months or years after the events of season 1. So I'm very curious, because if you think about it, what do we have coming that's leading up to this episode? That this is a very awkward ending episode in some ways, because they escape. Really, the only thing that's cliffhanging from the previous episode is the funeral. Really, that's is the funeral. So it's going to be. I think they're going to be kind of gearing up and pushing towards that, and we'll see what happens from there. So I think the reason why they said season 2 in the middle of this season is because they're like, man, these episodes are so great and we have so much detail in them all. We're going to need 2 seasons to say it all. So I'm curious how much they changed and what they did different. I find it very interesting that we haven't seen Palpatine yet. And I'm wondering if Palpatine's going to show up right at the end, and that's going to be the cliffhanger that we're all waiting for and wanting, and then we're like, because when they definitely changed things in preparation when they knew there was going to be 2 seasons. I surely felt there was some missed, like Savage Bat said. We all thought it was going to have Emperor Palpatine then, and we're like, whoa, we didn't get it yet. We didn't get it yet. So I think they kind of manipulated the story around to fit 2 seasons when they decided 2 seasons, and then.
So you think after they announced? Sorry, go ahead, Savage.
I was just saying that on the level of the basis of the story is showing what it's like to live in the times of the Empire from everyone's different point of view. We said this from the start. Surreal, maybe Surreal. Just it's as simple as he gets promoted, gets his grey uniform with his little badges on, and finally gets the recognition he always wanted. And his mum says, "Well done, I'm very proud of you." And maybe that's kind of like, I'm proud that you're in the evil Empire kind of angle.
Oh, like the weird propaganda kind of behind
the
that?
propaganda.
Like,
So I'm so proud of my boy in the Empire. Like,
kind of like Starship Troopers. Like you're doing
wake
your
up.
part.
The Empire evil. What are you talking about? That would be quite. That would be quite touching and weird at the same time. But yeah,
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I could see where. Like that's an interesting story. I don't know if it probably shouldn't have taken 12 episodes if that is the story arc that they're giving them. But I mean, it's kind of an interesting thought if that's the direction they do go, where it is kind of weird, but at the same time, it's kind of like, oh wow, that's like you kind of realize it in a way. It's a bit of real life narrative kind of showing like, oh yeah, just that slight manipulation of kids aren't bad, but if they're raised in the society, the kind of the village is what raises the kid. That's kind of an interesting take on that. I think for me, I really loved was it Orc that you said that what if it was Surreal that is the one that kind of desecrates Cassian's mom's funeral and kind of maybe destroys the brick that she becomes or something like I don't know, just to bring him out. That would be, I agree. The Surreal Karn needs to go off. Like he can't just be this timid, cautious or like not like fully in it. Like he needs to like go psychotic for me to really be like, what's that?
Rip the Band-Aid off?
Rip the Band-Aid off, but like just he needs to be a formidable foe. I feel like they're setting him up to be the big bad, and we need to see not a screw up, not the kid at home who's still living with mom, getting cereal, going to work every day, and he hates his life kind of thing. I see that enough already. But someone who just like really just loses it and becomes this dude, like there are no boundaries for him to cross. There's no lines that he's not willing to break to get what he wants, which is Cassian, and to move up in the Empire's sakes. So yeah, I would love to see him finally. For me, things I'm looking forward to. I hope we see what happens to Krieger. I hope we see how the Empire handles that whole situation. I would love, and what I need to see something in a way redeeming to the story of Surreal Karn that makes his character arc through season 1 worth it to propel him to be in season 2, rather than what we had in Halo with I don't even remember her name because I think I've kind of drawn it out. Corey, do you remember her name? The girl in Halo?
No.
Yeah, see, both of us have blocked it out because we didn't like her character at all. Kwanha. Did she get a redeeming story? They kind of gave her a redeeming end in the finale, but it was still kind of like, maybe like, okay, it was okay, but maybe don't bring her back for season 2. If they want Surreal Karn back in season 2, give us something.
Surreal Karn will be back in season 2, and it's not going to be as good as Kwanha's redemption this next episode. I'm telling you.
I hope not. I hope not. That's my prediction. We need something cool, and maybe the Emperor. If we see the Emperor, just a little some, to make us all excited. That'd be dope as well.
We need the Emperor.
Do it. It given to your hatred. Well, guys,
time has come. Execute Order 66.
Well, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, next Wednesday is going to be the season finale of Star Wars Andor. Make sure you guys set your reminders right now for our season finale watch party. That is going to be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, like you said before, we're not going to be able to show the episode on our channel. The YouTube would take us down immediately. Disney would shut us down. The mouse would not be having it. But make sure you guys pull up Disney Plus. We'll watch it together. You get our live reactions with you guys. And then Saturday that day, we'll do our usual breakdown, but we'll also do our gaming season finale party celebration with Orc and Beans 14 over on Twitch later that night at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's just having a damn good time. If you have an Xbox Live account, send us an invite to our gamer tags. Corey, can you pull that back up real quick for people? You can do it at Titans Space Valor 12, or if you want to send it to Super Bro Corey, his is Biggie C72. Make sure you guys write that down. Send the invites. Let us know you're from the Batch and you want to join us for our game party playing Battlefront 2 over on Twitch with Mr. Orc and Beans. Now, guys, Corey, I'm going to have you leave up the gamer tag so people can see that and also the Twitch information. I always like to roll up the red carpets for my boys in the Delta Squad. Savage Bat, tell us what you got going on.
I've got my Saturday show with Zod in 10, 11, 12, like 3 hours time, I think. 9, 10, 11, 12, no, 4 hours. And we've got special guests joining us. Fingers crossed if all the times work out. Chris Wozniak from the Batman Gate stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then tomorrow, again at the same time, the live crossover stream with guests from the fandom talking about Restore the Snyderverse and just movies and stuff in general, really. So, yeah. That's what I've got coming up.
Some big stuff. That Chris Wozniak one's gonna be a big one. When did you say that one was gonna happen?
4 hours.
In 4 hours is it gonna be live?
Yeah,
bro. That's gonna be an awesome stream, guys. If you haven't heard what's been going on with the Batman Gate, make sure you guys tune into that because I won't lie, Chris surprised me big time when he actually put in the lawsuit. I watched the one interview he did. And he said he had no intentions to sue Warner Brothers for stealing, his idea for the Batman movie. And when he put in that lawsuit, I was like, holy shit, he must think he can actually win this thing because Warner Brothers is just going to try to wait this out and drain him of cash. So he must, and his lawyer must think he has a defining case to win, or that they're gonna pay up, Warner Brothers is. So I can't wait for that interview. I'll definitely be tuning in for that. Orc and Beans 14, my man, what you got going on?
Yeah, so I'm over at Twitch at Orc and Beans 14. You can find me on all different socials the same way. In like an hour or so, I'm gonna go live playing some Warzone with my buddy Colton. And then definitely stop by next week when we do our Battlefront 2 stream. We've got it figured out to where I can be on the screen and Corey and Trey can also be on the screen. We got it. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, man.
And Savage if he joins us.
Yes, and
yeah. If you contact me, I do have Xbox and PlayStation. So if we can work out a system of how it works, then yeah, I'm definitely up for that.
Sweet.
Fantastic.
I haven't played it in a long time, so I'll probably be terrible.
Oh, don't worry. There's no getting from the last time we played.
Hey, in all fairness, we actually hold down the fort pretty well. It's just like in all the big battles we do, we usually don't win with our team. Yeah, dude, because you and I were like leading the charge on the last couple of missions. I was rocking. When we do, man, this boy wants to go right now.
Liar!
I will make sure. I'm gonna see if I can invite the actor who plays Surreal Karn to join us. because I think you guys need to talk it out.
Oh, we should. Yeah, let's hit him up.
Yes. Hey, our boy Orchid Beats hates your character. Please join our show.
Good. I can tell him he's a loser in person.
Is my tongue blue?
Okay, but the actor is pretty good.
Oh my
it is
God.
kind of blue, yeah.
Oh God. Don't do blue milk, guys. This is gonna be a bad deal. Hey, baby girl, it's good. Retro, if you're available next Saturday, we're gonna do the big stuff for the season finale. Absolutely. But guys, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Like I said earlier, make sure you set your reminders for our season finale watch party. Send us your gamer tag invites on Xbox Live to Titan Space Valor 12. And Biggie C 72. Let us know you're from the Bat Channel so you guys can join us that Saturday night for the season finale game party celebration over on Star Wars Battlefront 2. We're going to do like Empire times, Empire versus Rebellion, all that era with the Galactic Civil War. So it's going to be a damn good time. Make sure you also subscribe to the Savage Bat. Check out that Chris Wozniak Batman Gate show later. Like I definitely am. I'm super excited. And also subscribe to Mr. Orkin Beans 14 over on Twitch so you can hang out with us for that Star Wars Battlefront game party. And follow us on our other social media pages like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at _Bat Channel, and Facebook at Holy Bat Channel. And don't forget to smash that like, share this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Oh, Corey's got the music going. I can hear it. Savage, you know what to do. I'm your host, Trey, with Super Bro Corey. And don't forget to tune in weekly.
Same bat time.
Same
bat time. Same bat channel. Same bat time. Same bat channel. Same bat time.
Same bat channel.
Same bat channel.
We'll see you later, guys.
Everybody, have a good one.
Batman out.